Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Jennie Montgomery. Welcome to another half hour of information to help you make the most of your time, to make informed decisions, and to keep up with goings-on around Greater Augusta. Today, we're talking about breast cancer with Laureate and Cecil Heron. But first, a couple of exciting things are going on with Easter Seals. Easter Seals has been helping people with disabilities and their families live better lives for nearly 100 years. Through its services, clients learn to address life's challenges and achieve personal goals, and a big part of that is job training for people with disabilities. Take a look now. Some of you may remember seeing these beautiful ornaments of hope last year on this show. There were two special ornaments last year, both celebrating big birthdays for St. Mary on the Hill and First Baptist Church of Augusta. And there was the 2016 ornament, the Miller Theater. That was very exciting. Interestingly, we're talking about a theater again with the big reveal of the 2018 ornament. Before you find out what it is, I want to introduce to you Lynn Smith, who is the CEO of Easter Seals East Georgia. And Lynn, it's very exciting to see what the ornament is going to be, and these have just been on sale for about a week now.
Exactly. It's the Imperial Theater. It's a new edition of it, actually. We've done it in the past, few years back, but they're celebrating an anniversary this year, and we like those anniversaries, obviously.
Absolutely.
So it's quite beautiful.
I'm going to see if I can hold it over here and they can get it on this camera for us. It is a beautiful gold ornament, and you can also see how the marquee, it's dimensional. The marquee is out from the ornament. If you're interested in getting one, there are several places. First of all, starting with Easter Seal.
Exactly. That's probably the most efficient, effective way to get it. And you can call in ahead of time and ask us if they're, obviously, if we're there and open to get those. But we also, and we do mail by mail also, but they're also at South State Banks. They are at the Sacred Heart Cultural Center, the Wilson Historic Spot, and a few other places around town, Surrey Center Pharmacy, and there's some other small places. So if you call into Easter Seals, we can give you that really complete
where
list.
They are. How much are they?
They're $20.
Great, and quite the collector's item, especially for people who really love Augusta history and the commemoration of the different sites in Augusta. And you were telling me that the depot was one of your ornaments a few years ago.
3 years ago, 2014. And we have those. They're lovely. They're very beautiful. Yeah. But I think it would be a really good idea for folks to be interested in those because of the renovations of the depot.
Right. From
what's going on there. So they will be available. And you brought up an interesting point when we spoke earlier about we do have the old editions of many of the ornaments. So if people want to start a new collection, they certainly can. There are some gaps, unfortunately, but we do see them on eBay. So, so if people want to
Masters memorabilia.
There you go.
And
Easter Seals ornaments. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So there are ways to catch up your collection if you really want to. But we do have a good collection of most of the years past.
Lynn, Easter Seals is really important to you.
Yes, it is.
Because you grew up with a brother with special needs.
Yes, I did.
And I believe his name was Win?
Yes, it was.
And you tell a lovely story about Win.
He was born in the 50s, as I was. I hate to admit that, now the whole world knows. But at any rate, when he was coming along, the services for people with disabilities and so forth just weren't as available as they are now.
Right.
We have progressed tremendously as a society to improve circumstances for special needs. But in Wynn's case, he had a village that raised him pretty much. And he was kind of on the tide of developments in the community of rehabilitation, so he did have some good special ed experiences in high school. But then Easter Seals took him right out of high school. And I also did camp counseling with Easter Seals when he was younger.
Yeah.
So there's a good connection there. But Wynn was an extraordinary human because his limits were not really there. He inspired a lot of people to be caring and kind. And I've told many stories about how my mother, he was very limited intellectually, but because of Easter Seals training, he was able to learn to ride bus system in Pittsburgh, which was very complicated. He had to use bus transfers. He had to do a lot of things. He had to manipulate money, which was not easy for him.
Right.
And he learned how to live on schedules, but he made a long commute for 35 years to and from work.
Wow. Wow.
And along that path, a lot of people helped him and watched out for him.
Yeah.
And when he passed, it was an amazing experience because a lot of people came to his funeral, and we saw all that loving and caring that took place for him in his life. I've told the story about when he was missing on the bus, his bus route. He had these fellow travelers that we didn't even know were watching out for him, you know, and when he missed work one day due to a pneumonia, actually, my mother started getting these telephone calls later in the day, like, where's Win? And I have to always reflect, it was back in an era of dial telephones, and you had to go through a lot of effort to learn where somebody lived and what their telephone numbers. And there was a series of these 4 telephone calls of various people on the bus that were looking for him. And then when he passed, I've also relayed the story about the gentleman that was the McDonald's manager near his place of work that came in with an envelope full of change that Win had left behind, and he wasn't supposed to be going to McDonald's, but he figured out a way to go there and enjoy a treat. But this manager sensed his need, and when he left money behind, he kind of saved it for him. Then when he found out he passed, he brought it to us.
Well, just hearing that story, I mean, we understand it's so clear that you have a real passion for the people that you help. And if you want to help, tell us real quickly, the Jail and Bail is coming up on the 18th and 19th.
Okay, and as Jenny mentioned, we do services for people with disabilities to get them jobs and training, and we have to do fundraisers from time to time. We love them because it gets our word out to the community. But our Jail and Bail is on October 18th and 19th, 2 days. It starts at 2:30 in the afternoon and goes to 5. And we've arrested various people, okay? Lots of famous people around the community, but some well-known people, school district people, police officers, various things. Yep. And the goal is for folks to make contributions to bail them out
of jail.
And we have a lovely jail built, okay? One of our staff members built it. And we are so delighted. We're at Friedman's Jewelers in their parking lot. And Donnie Thompson has been fabulous letting us use the space. And you know that's a wonderful location for traffic to go by. Right. So we're very excited. And we're, you know, and I'm going to be the judge. Can't wait. So hopefully it will do a great deal for us to raise some resources for our programming.
Fantastic. Well, we'll help you get the word out about that, Lynn. And don't forget about the Christmas ornaments too. This year, the Imperial Theater. Lynn Smith, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me. Loved
Absolutely. Still ahead on Jenny, it is one of the biggest events in downtown Augusta every October, the Miracle Mile Walk. How the money raised helps breast cancer patients right here in the River region. After the break.